for some reaction. We're joined by youth advocate Tšolo Kabane, who is the founder and executive director of Transform Lesotho Initiative. A very good evening to you, Tšolo. Thank you so much for your time. Just listening in to what some of the youth in Lesotho have said as they reflect on the demonstrations that took place 5 years ago, they're saying that not much has changed. In fact, it seems to have been getting worse. What is your reaction?
Thank you very much, Mpo, and thank you for having me and your viewers. Basically, as young people, we might say we are still in the same state that we have been 5 years ago. But the one change I will tell you is that at the time, we were working to try to convince the older generation or the most senior people in the country that we have a voice, that we want to contribute to the country's development, that we want to be a part of making our country to become a country amongst other nations. But now the difference is we are no longer asking for permission from anyone. Young people in this country are doing it on their own, be it in entrepreneurship, be it in whatever field that you might find. Young people in Lesotho are trying to be resilient, or they are resilient and pushing forward to try and ensure that they live their life's purpose to the fullest potential. In as much as there would be hindrances here and there that would of course be caused by government policy here and there, but I will tell you that the one difference that I can assure you is that there is resilience, and young people are trying their best to live out what they are said to become.
And as you reflect on the demonstrations, right, and look at some of the big demands that were made at the time, perhaps give us a breakdown of those demands, because what cannot be separated are some of the deep concerns across young people on the continent, not just in Lesotho, but the issue of unemployment is one that leaders need to address, not just in Lesotho, but across the continent.
Across the continent. I must tell you, the one unique thing about our movement, our march, was that our petition, our letter of demands went hand in hand with some solutions or interventions. One of those with unemployment, we did propose a state of emergency or a state of disaster, as we see now, to say, look, our country has to take a breather and try to get through the bureaucracy hurdles and try to intervene in as far as unemployment is concerned. For instance, one of those things that we speak about in that discussion document where we try to offer solution is that with government procurement, for instance, government is the biggest buyer in our economy still. And so with government procurement, have a quota for young people, for instance, 40% of government procurement should be to young people. That's the one solution that we had. Some of the things that we complained about or that we were petitioning about was just the rights and freedoms of young people, the LGBTIQ community's rights. We also petitioned about having a bursary scheme that is forward-looking. We have what you call an NMDS, national, I think in South Africa you might call it, what is it? It's a bursary scheme for government. And so we were proposing a reform of this bursary scheme that is forward-looking, trying to ensure that we help government ensure that it can secure skills that it invests in to ensure that they can grow the country. That is just some of the petitions, some of the points we had on the petition without taking much time, coming to government and saying, look, you guys need to also include young people in the decision-making of the country. The national youth policy, it is long overdue. Young people have to be represented, and government needs to have a formal structure where they are able to be advised legally by young people, and that is the national youth policy, which even now is still in the works of becoming law or becoming an act of parliament. We still haven't gotten a national development bill that sees to the full implementation of the national youth policy. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but we are still trying to nudge government in the right direction.
A lot of young people are looking for better opportunities elsewhere, migrating to the likes of Europe, trying to secure a brighter future. When it comes to government policies in Africa, how are they failing to address the needs and aspirations of young people so that young people's voices can be heard and their talents can be utilized for the betterment of the economy?
Yeah, what we're basically involved in as Transform Lesotho Initiative, for instance, is to try and show that young people should understand that our country as Lesotho is a country that needs us to ensure that we improve it. Our country needs some of the skills that we have gotten from school to ensure that it becomes a better country. The name Transform Lesotho means that as young people, we are coming together to ensure that there is some transformation. So in as much as we might want to leave our country for better opportunities, that is well and good, but the aim should always be to come back and try to improve and cultivate our own country for the betterment of generations that will even come after us. Abandoning or leaving one's country for better opportunities is well and good. And of course, it's something that one has to do. But what is important is that with the sense of patriotism and the sense of loving one's country, one should be able to go and come back and bring the skills, especially from better economies in Europe, as you've mentioned, and other countries, come back and implement and try to grow this country. Grow in this country will grow the region, and grow in the region will grow the continent as a whole.
Thank you very much. A sense of patriotic spirit. Youth advocate Tšolo Kabane is the founder and executive director of the Transform Lesotho Initiative, reflecting on the impact of International Youth Day in Lesotho.